What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are looking at top Pokemon cards to invest in under $500. Before we get started, anytime you are shopping for singles or other Pokemon cards, click this link. It's going to direct you to my eBay store. Go ahead, purchase anything you want by clicking that link. You are supporting the channel. If you guys want to shop our website, don't forget to use code YouTube5 at checkout for 5% off your entire order. And if you want English wholesale Pokemon case access, here is our business program to join that. So some super useful links down in the description below. And yeah, let's get started. I wanted to kick it off with Sword and Shield because basically what's happening right now in the market is there's so many people where there's just a lot of buzz and excitement around the 30th anniversary, and people are just chasing the next shiny thing that sometimes they fail to go back and make the plays where a lot of great cards are sitting stagnant. Now, this Lugia is one of my favorites. It by far carries the Silver Tempest set, and what I'm seeing right now is despite Sword and Shield being pretty rare, scarce, difficult to come by, you don't really see the product moving at the same rate that you do ultra modern new product like Ascended Heroes. Obviously, we saw ETBs run from 100 all the way up to 200, and you on that same percentage scale, you don't see the singles moving as much. So I wanted to take a look here at the Lugia. I mean, we are looking here at a light play copy. It's seen okay growth past 6 months, but like 14% is really not that much in the current bull market that we're in. Nonetheless, this is going to be one of those cards that I think is going to perform extremely well in the future because we don't really get too many Lugia cards. It's one of those Pokemon where I feel the Pokemon company really respects it, and they're not trying to spam it like Charizard. Like Charizard, every single new era, any new generation, there's always a guaranteed Charizard-like set, but you don't have that for Lugia. Like in the Scarlet Violet era, we didn't have any top-tier Lugia cards. So this is one that, ending the Sword and Shield era, you really can't go wrong. My advice with this one is to be like picking up only near mint copies. Try to get them graded if you do have very well-centered copies. A lot of these cards in the Sword and Shield era, though, condition can be pretty rough, especially the centering, so just be mindful of that. Moving on, we have Brilliant Stars. I mean, one of my all-time favorite sets, Brilliant Stars. I still have so much sealed product of Brilliant Stars, and the fact that prices are still low, they really are, because this is a top-tier set. You have a lot of beautiful trainer galleries. This Altar Charizard fighting Venusaur, both in the same artwork. Still very cheap. Still very cheap. You know, it is not an easy card to pull. You look at the history, again, past 6 months, not really any meaningful price movement. Pick up near mint copies. You know, in this video, we're discussing cards under 500. I think any of these alt-arts, just give them time. Let them marinate, let time do its thing, and they're going to perform extremely well. This caters to a lot of collectors because Charizard, it's just a staple in the hobby, featuring the Venusaur as well. We've had a few cards like that where Charizard battles Venusaur. Very, very cool design. And I think just even off the artwork alone, it's going to perform. Last Sword and Shield example I wanted to present to you guys today before we move on to some different types of cards is going to be Evolving Skies. Now, I am shocked by how little movement there has been on Evolving Sky Seal products, specifically the booster boxes. Booster boxes are not yet over 3,000 with the strength of the bull market and just the entire market that we're in. 2,500 is cheap for Evolving Skies. You see a lot of people selling the Evo Skies boxes because they're not moving, but you really don't have that many of them in circulation. Everybody still says it's an ultra modern set, but believe me, someone who's been doing this for such a long time, you really just don't have that much supply. There's not that much Evolving Skies out there, and there's a lot of still very underrated cards. This Rayquaza V is one of my favorites. It gets overshadowed by the VMAX. Everybody wants the VMAX. Everybody wants the Moonbreon, but I always wonder what's the next best thing, right? Specifically in the Evolving Skies set, it's going to be the Rayquaza V, and the reason why I'm picking Rayquaza V over the Dragonite. Dragonite is also an excellent pick, don't get me wrong. But the reason why I'm picking the Rayquaza here is because we have Delta Rain coming after the 30th anniversary, which is a set centered around Rayquaza. So go back, pick up the go-to Rayquaza set, which is Evo Skies, pick up the single sub 500 absolute steal. You also have the collaboration with Lego. They're releasing a Rayquaza Lego Pokemon, and you're just going to have a lot of Rayquaza stuff coming out. Cards, toys, Lego, and it's going to create a lot of buzz and excitement around all the other Rayquaza cards, which is going to cause them to go on a boom. And look at this, even past month, already up 15%. We were at like 450 price point, and they shot up to 500. You have a few copies selling, but you know, sub 500, I don't care. Get a near mint copy. This is going to be a great card to have in the investment portfolio. Next up, I wanted to shift focus, tag teams, and I've said this before in a few of my videos, but I do believe that tag teams will eventually make a return. When? I have no idea. I'm not going to act like I know, but I think it would be a bad decision financial decision not to reintroduce tag team Pokemon, because there's just so many cool Pokemon that you could partner up and collectors would love it. And this is one of my favorites because it is the staple of the Gen 4, Arceus Dialga Palkia, GX Altar, super sick, and the statue stone-like design. This one might be a little tricky to find, sub 500 in super good condition, but again, if you are in a position to get it, it is one of the best Sun and Moon sets of all time. Cosmic Eclipse, you really can't go wrong buying S-tier sets, S-tier Pokemon. And also another thing to take into consideration is this is Gen 4. So the people who grew up with Gen 4 are now slowly in their like mid-20s. They are now getting full-time jobs. They are getting extra disposable income. And what I expect to happen is Gen 4 cards are going to boom in price as well, because that is precisely what happened with the last era. Before we got into Sun and Moon, that is why X and Y started going up in price, because, you know, so many people were buying them. Black and White then experienced a boom. And, you know, the market just kind of follows the same pattern. And once you learn that pattern, history repeats itself. Moving on, this is another excellent one. We know we're going to have some reprints of Charizard. It's 30th anniversary. They would be silly not to do a reprint of it because it's just a cash cow. You know, this Charizard designed by Arita is a cash cow. And I'm specifically looking at the XY Evolutions one. If you're in a position to get the stamped one, get the stamped one. If not, even buying a regular one, it is going to be your modern day base set. You know, a lot of people are priced out. They're not going to be able to afford to spend $1,000 on a true original 1999. But what's the next best thing? Well, the next best thing is going to be the reprint version of XY Evolutions, which got released in 2016. That is also the same year that Pokemon Go got released, brought a lot of people back into the hobby, and it is just a historic year for Pokemon. And this Charizard artwork is one that you will be very happy if you have in your investment portfolio. In addition to that, again, 30th anniversary, should be buying up them Charizards. Pay the premium. They do come out of premium. This artwork right here, 151. Is it the best? No. But it's Charizard, and it is still more expensive. Like, personally, if you ask me, Venusaur and Blastoise artwork and 151 is better than the Charizard, but the Charizard is always the most expensive because it is Charizard. Now, this is one that actually has seen some pretty explosive growth. This was, I remember, being about a $200 card. It's now up $400. It does feel like a high price, but I'm going to be entirely honest with you guys. 151 is done. There's no more product coming out. The massive retailers that still had them, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, etc., you know, those, I guess, supply of packs was the only reason that the prices were low. The minute that stock got depleted, the prices went absolutely nuclear. And eventually, this is going to be a $1,000 card, raw value. It's crazy to say it right now, but, you know, as time goes on, those 151 specialty packs are going to continue getting more expensive. You are putting yourself in an excellent position if you have the best card, the chase card, the card that everybody wants to have. Let's move on to Team Rocket's Mewtwo. This is the Ascended Heroes one, and I'll even go as far as saying that the Destined Rivals Mewtwo as well is a really, really good pickup. Anything Mewtwo should be also on your buy list, because again, we already know we're going to have a futuristic rare design of both Mew and Mewtwo for the 30th anniversary. So what you want to do as a smart investor is you want to plan ahead. You want to be picking up these popular Pokemon from sets and products that you know the Pokemon company is going to be releasing in the future, because that is what smart investors do. You don't wait for the cards to get released. You make the moves ahead of everybody else. And this is another beautiful top tier chase card. When we think Ascended Heroes, you're thinking Pikachu, you're thinking the Mega Gengar, and the Mewtwo kind of slips under the radar. You know, people are even thinking about the Mega Dragonite just because it gets featured on the ETB, but the Mewtwo is a sleeper pick and one that I would feel very, very confident about buying. Remember, guys, if you guys do like these videos, you want to directly support the channel, don't forget to check out my website. We have a ton of awesome sales going right now. PokeKingShop.com, 5% off your first order with us. Code YouTube5, super fast, quick shipping. And anytime you are buying any of these cards, click that eBay link, help support the channel. We have a few other useful links in the description down below. Let's go on to the Mew Prime from Triumphant. I remember back when these boxes were affordable, I think the boxes of Triumphant, when I was buying them, they were like four grand, which for a vintage box back then was way more affordable than what they cost now. Now it's 10, 20, 30,000, I don't even know. But I remember opening these Triumphant packs and the Mew being a big chase card. You also had the Gengar. The reason why I want to specifically focus on the Mew here is because there's a lot of raw copies that they may not be mint or near mint, but you are still in a great position, even if you're buying like a light play, moderately played copy, because this is one of the best Mew artworks to be released in the entire era. And I think the overall Heart Gold Soul Silver block is super underrated. And I wanted to give you guys a different pick. I didn't just want to focus on super modern cards. I wanted to go back, you know, percent of compare and contrast. And yeah, this Mew is one of my favorites. It is one that I have graded copies of. I have big positions in this one, and you know, I'm very bullish on it. plan on selling Triumphant cards anytime soon because they still got a lot of room to run. You know, a lot of investors are going back and picking up these cards because I think they recognize that there's just not that much supply. And to end the video here, I got last two picks. If you're not focusing on Rayquaza now, I don't even know what you're doing as an investor. Roaring Skies Mega Rayquaza, I mean, this is going to skyrocket in price. Just wait for Delta Rain to come out. People are opening the new one. They're going to want to go back. Roaring Skies is the OG Rayquaza set. Then the modern day Rayquaza set is going to be Evolving Skies. But now we're going to have the newest set, Delta Rain. This is another fantastic copy right here that has just been, it's been going up. It's been going up in value. You could see ever since the announcement of the news, it's been trending up. And, you know, Mega Rayquaza is going to continue dominating. I'll even go as far as saying is like pick up level X copies. You know, the level X era, the Heart Gold Soul Silver era, these are all kind of like mid-era, if you will, but to me they're vintage. These are all vintage era sets that just have a lot of room to run. This one's also incredible because it is the Champions Level X Rayquaza featuring the Cynthia trainer. Huge trainer here in Gen 4. Another one that you can't go wrong. I would avoid buying damaged, but like any light play, like don't worry about if these vintage cards have whitening. It's expected to have whitening and some type of wear and tear, but these are cards that people are just going to want to get because they know as time goes on, they're only going to get more expensive and harder to find. So yeah, these are some of my favorite picks. Big video today. Top picks under 500. We have a little bit of the modern Sword and Shield alt arts. We have some tag teams. We have your classic Charizards if you want to get on the action. A little bit of Mewtwo, Mew, and Rayquaza. I think with this type of budget, if you are investing in that $500 and under range, you need to be targeting the more high tier Pokemon. And some of my other videos where we talk about investments under 10 bucks, 20 bucks, etc., you can't be buying cards like this, but when you have that extra money to spend, definitely spend it on the S tier Pokemon. You can never go wrong. That's all I have, guys. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and with that, we will see you on the next one.